welcome to my channel, Homemaker-in-Progress. So today I'm going to be doing my requested January decluttering video, and I'm going to talk about 31 things that you can get rid of this January 2026 to start off your year in a good way. So I think that your home should be a good environment for you to be able to maintain as a homemaker, and it's a lot easier to maintain when you don't have as much stuff. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad to have stuff. I have stuff, and I probably still have more than I need. In fact, I do. But I would say that if you can simplify your home, it will make homemaking so much easier. So, to start off with, because this whole thing is in a container, so I'm going to go through these things. But if you've organized something and you have an extra container that you no longer need, you can go ahead and get rid of it, and that's okay. And we're back. So sorry about that. So the first thing is containers. So if you've got extra storage bins or other containers that you might be using in your house for whatever purposes you might be using them for, if you don't need them anymore, it's okay to get rid of them. I think I used to think that just because I had a cute storage box, I had to keep it because you never know what you're going to use it for. However, if you don't have an immediate purpose for it, it's okay to get rid of. If something is cheap enough that it can be replaced easily, I would say don't keep it. And if you're really, really worried that you actually are going to have regret over getting rid of it, one thing I recommend is just putting things in a box and put them in the garage, put them in the shed, put them in your car, and leave them for a month if you can. And if you don't need it in a month, get rid of it. At that point, you've had enough time to figure out whether you need it or not. So, another thing that you can go ahead and get rid of in 2026 is, item number 2 is extra towels. So, I used to have so many towels, and I've pared down. A couple easy ways to do this is, one, if you don't like the material of your towel or you always pass it over, that's a good way to get rid of them. I would say you probably don't need to keep more than 2 towels per person, and typically a set of towels is going to be probably about 6 towels, and that'll be like 2 big size and 2 like towel size, and then you've got some hand towels. And so if you don't have just 2 per person, you can go ahead and get rid of them. This was fairly simple for me, and then we were also gifted some recently, so I don't need these old ones, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them. A third thing you can get rid of in 2026 are those old socks that have holes or don't fit you. Any sort of clothing that doesn't fit you anymore, maybe it's too short, you've worn through it. It's a really great thing if you can go through your stuff. Maybe you have bought something. I bought this dress at Goodwill, and I passed the 7-day return option, so I'm just going to go ahead and donate again. If you want to go ahead and get rid of those things, that's totally fine. Those kinds of things you don't need to hang on to. If they're clothing that doesn't fit or you always pass over them, it's okay to get rid of them. I know some people might have this idea that either you're going to need it or you've already spent so much money on it and it feels like you can't get rid of it. This is a doggy sweater, and it was part of our package when we got our dog, and we've had him for about a month and a half now, and we have not used this a single time, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. Those are things that you don't need to hang on to. Mama. Another thing that you can go ahead and get rid of this year are books. If you don't need them or don't use them, maybe you're done with them, like if you've got devotionals or journals that you no longer need, no longer want, notepads, things like that, you can get rid of them. You don't have to keep them. They do not have to stay in a junk drawer. Another thing you can get rid of in 2026 are those extra gift bags and tissue paper. Now, I used to keep my gift bags and tissue paper from things like my bridal shower and my baby shower, and I had so much stuff. However, they were really only useful if I had another bridal shower or baby shower to go to, and so eventually I got rid of those things. If it's very unlikely that you're going to use it, don't keep it. It's not worth it. It's just going to take up space, and it's not giving you any practical use. Another thing you can go ahead and get rid of in 2026 are extra food containers. Now, I would say that this depends on your season of life. If you've got a lot of times where you have to go out and pack things, maybe you need extra containers. But if you're home and you don't need a ton of containers, then you can go ahead and get rid of them. Or maybe they're containers that you don't like. Maybe ones you always skip over because you don't like that one container, but you prefer something else. You can go ahead and get rid of those containers because they're not serving you. Another thing you can go ahead and get rid of in 2026 are those serving dishes or extra decorative kitchen items that you don't really use, that you maybe keep for 1 or 2 seasons, or maybe you keep for one occasion that you host every other year. It's okay to go ahead and get rid of those if you're not going to be using them. You don't need to keep things that are not useful to you in this season. Another thing you can get rid of in 2026 are pots and pans that you're not using or extra ones. Maybe you've decided to switch over to different types of pots and pans. You can go ahead and get rid of the other ones. You do not have to keep them. Or maybe you just have 5 frying pans and you only use one because it's your favorite. You can get rid of the other 4. It's okay. You can also get rid of extra can openers. I used to have 2 can openers. I only have 1 now. And this goes for pretty much any duplicate item that you might have in your house. If you've already fulfilled the purpose, the extra one is just an extra and you really don't need to keep them. I would say that this can be dependent on your circumstances, on your specific home, but generally speaking, it's okay to get rid of extras. Another item you can get rid of in 2026 is those candles. If you've got a lot of extra candles, or maybe they're ones you don't like, maybe you don't like the smell of them, maybe they were gifted to you, it's okay to get rid of them. You do not have to keep them. If they're good enough that you want to regift them and you know somebody who might be would use them, then go ahead and do that. But if there's something that you've already used and you just don't like it, it's okay to toss it. And this goes with pretty much any gift item, which is another thing that you can get rid of is unwanted gifts. This does not negate the fact that you can be grateful for what they've done, the time, the money that they've spent on getting you this gift, which is very much a kind thing for them to do. However, it does not mean that you have to keep them. It's okay. They did their part, and now you show your gratitude, and then if you don't want to keep it, it's okay to get rid of it, re-gift it to somebody else if you want to. Donate it to a thrift store. You can also get rid of extra craft supplies. I used to keep craft supplies because I do like crafts. However, I don't do them unless I'm having like a group get together with some friends. I really don't do crafts at home. So I got rid of my stuff because I just didn't use it. And it's okay. You can also get rid of home decor that you may not like, whether that be decorative pillows or signs or whatever the situation might be. If you don't like them, it's okay to get rid of them. You can go ahead and donate those to a thrift store, or maybe you moved houses or moved to a different apartment and it no longer fits with that place. It's okay to get rid of them. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go out and buy new stuff necessarily, but if something doesn't fit your current season, it's okay to get rid of that stuff. You do not have to keep it. You can also get rid of any extra blankets that you might have. I don't have a ton of extra throw blankets anymore. However, it used to be a thing that I had so many, especially baby blankets, not throw blankets specifically, but baby blankets, because I had been gifted so many, which was very kind of people to do so. However, I wasn't using them all, and there were ones that I liked more than others. And so an easy thing to do is just, if there are ones that you don't like, for whatever reason, you don't like the color, don't like the pattern, don't like the material, it's okay to go ahead and get rid of it if it's extra and you don't need it. To cap it off, I would say that if there is anything in your house that does not bring you joy and peace and does not serve a specific purpose, that's just kind of sitting there collecting dust and doesn't do anything good for you, you can go ahead and get rid of it. It's okay to not hang on to all of these things. Now for me, decluttering has been great because it's allowed me to realize that I can live with less and I don't need as much. And it also helps me to realize before I buy anything else to be like, does this really fit for me? Is this important to me? Will this actually function? If you don't need it and it's not going to function, don't buy it. That helps you to save money too. And in that way, I feel like it's really helped me to just think about things before I start to buy them, to realize, hey, it's okay. That might be really cute, but I really don't need it. And I'm not going to buy it. And that brings me to another thing. Maybe you do buy something and it doesn't suit your needs. It's okay to get rid of it. For instance, I bought a curtain rod because I was trying to make an extra space in our closet, and it turns out that it doesn't work. It's okay to get rid of those things if you don't need them anymore. Or maybe you have to return an Amazon purchase because you found out that you really don't need this thing anymore. That's okay too. Or you've passed your deadline and you're gonna have to donate it. If you've already spent the money on something, don't feel bad about that money anymore because it does not help you to make a better decision going forward. That money is already spent, it's already gone. You can't do anything about it. So get rid of the item, because if you're going to use it, or if you're not going to use it, or if you donate it, what happens is the same. You're not using it, regardless of whether it's in your house or not. But in this case, once you've donated it, yes, you spent the money, that's too bad, but it's no longer taking up space in your home. It's no longer something that you have to think about and keep a space for, and maybe you have to dust around it, or whatever the situation is. It's okay to get rid of things if they don't serve your purpose anymore, even if you spent a large amount of money on them, the money's already gone, so it is okay. And now you can learn from that and make better decisions for the future. To top it all off, I want to say that in 1 Timothy 6, verses 6 and 7, it says, "But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we will carry nothing out." And I think that that's a good way to live our lives. Now, I'm not saying it's bad to own things. I own things, and that's okay. And we have things that we use for everyday life, which is great. However, we don't have to keep all the extra stuff. And the reality is that this stuff is temporary and it serves a purpose here on earth, but it's not going to serve a purpose in heaven. Because